Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. I'm your host with the most, it's your boy Marco from the Kettles Lounge. And today, we've got our, I believe this is 5th episode of Platinum Reviews, and we have a special one for me today. We have Generation Zero. Now, Generation Zero was always one of my favourite games. I love the concept of it when it was coming out. And other things like that. Well, one of the biggest problems, which when I get into the actual review of this Platinum, was playing it by yourself. But thankfully, Snow, which if you looked at some of the clips on my channel, he was the one I was playing with. He got the game and he agreed to do the Platinum with me. That being said, there's no... All trophies can be done online. There is only one that is required for online, and that is get an assist, which is do 50% or more damage to a robot, then your teammate kills it. Now in total, including the Platinum, there's 51 trophies. And none of them are that hard. You've got a few out of your way ones, which is your collectibles. There's 4 types of collectibles. You've got souvenirs, gnomes, mixtapes, and there's one other, but off the top of my head, I can't really remember what it is. There are 2 or 3 glitched trophies. The first one being kill a hunter with 1 shot. Now I don't know if this is because of the DLC or an update or something like that, but there is a hidden trophy where you have to one-hit a hunter, which is a type of robot that you find in the game. And the way you do it is you use a landmine, because if you use like a hunting rifle, a 50 caliber sniper, then it glitches out and you can't actually get it. Other than that, the other one is to travel 90 kilometers on foot, or walk 90 kilometers, something like that. Now this wasn't glitched for me, but it was for Snow, who I was playing with. But I don't know if it was just glitched or I just walked more than him and for some reason got it earlier than he did. Other than that, there's no glitch trophies, collectibles. The other one, there are a few that might be a challenge, and that, is the... I mean, there's one to kill 15 tanks, but the tanks, once you learn the weakness, is not hard to kill. The hardest one is probably kill a robot at 300 meters. We found a lot of weird glitches in this game, and when we looked at Snow's stats, apparently he killed a robot that was 5 kilometers away. Of course it wasn't, but at the time we found that hilarious. I think mine ended up being 592. We still don't know how it works, but yeah. So that's about it in terms of things like that. On the difficulty scale, I think if you were to not use a guide for the collectibles, I'd say this is a 5, maybe a 6, because some of these collectibles are out of the way. Like some of these are in places you would never dream them to be. Like there's one of the horses. That's the other collectible, the horse. There's horses, and there was one inside of a random side building, hidden on top of a post inside the building, And at this time, we didn't realise you could actually shoot these collectibles. It only applies to these collectibles.
Jesus, I just watched that come up.
Yeah, and there's one on top of a windmill, in the middle of a field somewhere on the map. So, other than that,
Just trying to crawl over them.
yeah, difficulty I give it 5 or 6 if you weren't using a guide for the collectibles just because of how out of the way they are. And just generic things like that. Overall difficulty of the game, I think the combat is, once you learn about the weaknesses on the robots like runners, the tank or the fuel tank on the top of the back, you've got seekers just die. Ticks, like, once again, just die. You've got your hunters, which once you put enough bullets in, and if you can get to their back, the fuel tank on there. Harvesters, if you shoot the cannons off, they can't shoot at you. And you can just get behind them and shoot the fuel tanks, the big old fuel tanks, propane tanks. And with a tank, it's a bit more complicated because they'll actually mess up your day if you try and get too close to them, especially if you're lower levels. But and I don't know if it's to do with the DLC, but the DLC added like a boss type thing called the Apex Reaper or something like that, and yeah, that one's to kill, you know. That one, if you're not knowing what you're looking out for, you're dead. There is no arguing, you are dead. We only ever fought it once, and when it was on 7% health, I think it disappeared. Or it died by itself. We still don't know how. So that happened. Other than that, yeah, 5. It's not too hard. Like I said, it's just collectibles are a pain. The 300-meter kill is a pain. And the one shot is glitched, like I said. But other than that, nothing too difficult. Now, time to get on to rating the platinum itself. So, what do I rate this? I've said this before, but I want to start rating it based off how fun it is to play by yourself, because a lot of people who go for platinums don't really do it in groups. I want to do it on the difficulty and how out of way some trophies are, and glitch trophies, also online trophies as well. With there being only one, it's not too bad if you do have an extra console, like if you got a PS5 and you haven't sold your PS4, then you can just use that and help. So, but yeah, I haven't even stated what I rate it. I rate it a. I'm gonna go with 7. I'll give it same as Astro's Playroom. I'll give it 7. The fact that there's an online trophy does bump it down, but like I said, if you have your PS5, your PS4, then it's not too bad. But you know, it's still one of those where you have to go out your way to, HDMI, things like that, then you have to do that and this. I think if you've got friends who want to play with you, it's not too bad, that one. But like I say, it just puts it out your way and it puts it down. And like I said, this game, although it's one of my favourites, and the way it's designed and the idea behind it is one of my favourites, I think to play it by yourself, it gets a bit boring to play by yourself, because in the game, unless you have the DLC and do the DLC, there is not a single NPC, which is unfortunate, but it's how it is. And so yeah, just running around mindlessly and, you know, killing robots, same robots. I think if you're not having fun with other people while doing it, it's not the best. But like I said, it's one of my favourites. If I could do it again, I would.
Why didn't you say bye?
Yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. Difficulty, like I said, a 5 out of 10. It's not too bad, but the next point, out of the way trophies, I think that's what bumps the overall score of the platinum down. Just because there's so many collectibles, and a lot of them, like I said, are out of the way. You'll know where. Another point I'd like to bring up before I forget is that the DLC. So when you walk into a new area, the DLC, because it's infused with the original map, and it adds collectibles, DLC collectibles to already existing areas. Whether you have the DLC or not, it still tells you that there's a missing collectible there. So if you are missing any at any point, I think, you know, that also bumps it down for me to a 7. I swear there was a time. I'd like to bring up time as well. It doesn't take too long. I think I have 48 hours played in the game, maybe a bit more. And that was due to the DLC as well, because I have played the DLC. I've done both of them actually. I've done both campaigns. But other than that, it's an enjoyable game to play. I'd recommend it. The platinum, like I said, 7 out of 10. It's one of those where you enjoy every minute if you're playing groups while doing it, if you have friends who want to do it with you. But other than that, yeah, difficulty is a 4/5, and the platinum I'm giving a 7 out of 10. And before I go, I want to mention, I've mentioned this before, it is my opinion. Just because I have voiced my opinion in a certain way, described in a certain way, that's how I've played the game. Don't take all my judgments to heart. If you want to buy the game, look at it first, judge it, make your own opinions of it. Don't let my decisions sway you. Other than that, yeah. Next week, I don't know what game I'll do. I might do. I might do Black Ops 3 next week. Well, then that, it's been your host with the most. It's been your boy Marco the Kettle from the Kettle's Lounge, and hope you all have a nice day. Peace.